channel, here I am. Boo boo doo boo doo boo boo. It says that I'm live, but I don't believe it. It says I'm live. YouTube, are you being dumb? Maybe. Yep. It is. Alright, here we go. Bam. No more sound. Pop out this chat. Pop out the chat. Put it over here. No. Yeah. Alrighty. Hello, friends. So, I'm going to move that over there. Felt something kind of sticky, but I'm not sure. Might have been glue. Might be some glue on the table. All right. So, anywho, built a lot of castle yesterday. Got a good amount done. Also got my 1490 Doom shirt in. It's pretty fucking sick. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I also got a package from TurboDork, which I was really excited about. My friend Greg sent me the thinning medium, which I'm really excited to try. I've heard this is super dope. Let me... I turned this off, that's why it doesn't do anything. Let me get back over here. Okay. Instead of looking at the YouTube video, just look at what I'm actually showing. But yeah, the thinning medium. So when you are hand brushing or airbrushing, this is really good for TurboDork apparently. I've yet to try it, but it seems to be a game changer from what they've told me. And then I was really excited. I got a patch for my battle vest. So I'm really, really excited. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, TurboDork team. And then they also sent me a bunch of medals that I'm really excited to use for pretty much everything now. A while back, I decided that I really wanted to switch to... I want to try to use products that, like, I know the people who make them are good people, because there's just way too much of that going on in the world right now that I'm just kind of tired of giving money to people that are pieces of shit, just to be blunt. And I'm not going to do that anymore. So, like, if it costs me $1 or $2 more to help someone who's not a piece of shit, I'm going to spend $1 or $2 more, especially when it comes to stuff like this. But, so the colors that they sent me, I pretty much wanted, and I have a bunch of TurboDork already, but I knew these would be ones that I would use a lot. And then pretty much I was just like, yeah, the basic kind of metals, those are going to be the ones that I'm using the most in Trench Crusade and in 1490 Doom. So they sent me Death by, Partridge Family, Bullion, all the glitters. These are your golds and your bronzes, essentially. And then Silver Fox and Tin Star, which are silvers. I guess I could hold these up closer. And then these two, which it turns out I do have a small thing of black ice, which I was really excited about. Yep, vote with your dollars. That's it. Like, I'm at the point, like, and not only that, but like, I already loved TurboDork. TurboDork already made paint that no one else makes. Like, the paints that they make, no one else is even like close to like thinking about like making. Like the shift paints. Like, I'm probably ranted about them before, but the shift paints are just nuts. But these two, and I've not used them side by side, but I'm really excited to see what the difference is between them, between black ice. Yeah, so black ice I don't know if I should turn my other lights on. I don't know why. I don't want you guys to see my pretty face. That, and probably also they're like kind of hot. So I think like instinctively I don't turn them on because I'm like, it's so hot. But yeah, okay, that's way better. But yeah, Black Ice and Six Shooter. Six Shooter I have not heard of. And I was just like, yeah, your regular metals are going to be like your silvers, golds, bronzes. Any real kind of metal, those are going to be the ones that I use the most because they're things that like we have. Now, the Turbo Dork, the thing that makes them really amazing is they have a lot of colored metals, and I do have a lot of their colored metals as well. So for stuff like New Antioch, that will definitely be a thing. Metallics, making Vaporwave a reality. I really love the color shift look for stuff. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect for cyberpunk stuff. Literally everything that Turbo Dork makes is like, if you're doing cyberpunk anything, it's perfect for it. But Darknet is probably my favorite from them, which Darknet I got specifically to use as the color for the eyes of my Emperor's Children. I wanted them, the Emperor's Children, their eyes are often depicted as being black, just like a single black lens, because their pupil is so dilated. Their entire eye is essentially pupil because they have gone to a point that barely anything registers for them. That's why all their stuff is like the most extreme colors, because other than that, their life is just gray. They don't see color, or sounds. Like they're such a, everything has been to the extreme that they don't have much sensation. And I loved the idea of trying to show their eyes in the same way that like most abyssal kind of predators are, like, physically their eyes, when you see the fish that come out of the like abyssal bottom of the ocean, those kinds of things, that was what I was trying to replicate. And the only one that I've done that with so far, because the only one that is not wearing a helmet that I've painted is technically Frustration, but that is what his eyeball is painted with, is Darknet, and that's why it has this, well, it's also coated in transparent resin, so it has a gloss to it, but the eye itself, because I painted it with that, it changes depending on the angle that you look, because it's a color shift. It's one of their color shifts, shifting from, I believe, gray to purplish, maybe, or maybe it's not even like, I don't fully understand the type of shift that it is. It's a wild paint. Grayish olive brown to light yellowish green shifting metallic. Yeah, grayish olive brown to light yellowish green shifting metallic. It's, yeah, that's my favorite one so far, though. Just such a sick paint, and that is the stuff that I am so excited to use them for in Trench Crusade specifically. 1490, there's not as much stuff that I'm imagining, at least right now, to use them for. Spooky, hey possum, the boys is here. Yeah, the eyeball, Darknet. I've got a bunch of their different. I've also used. They have another one called Afterburner, that is essentially a turbo shift. It's like a metallic shift from like one shade of like orangish brass to like a brighter. That's the best color shift from, I'm not sure exactly, to something else, not quite. Yeah, it's about from like something to something. It's a good shift though. It's a good shift. You know, all of the turbo shifts that I've used. I'm just gonna grab them. I've got the older bottles. I've got all the older bottles. They switched those up. And I also bought a shit ton of Seafood. Seafood was one of my favorite colors that is discontinued now. So sorry, everybody. But I found out that Seafood, from unknowable to color out of space, yes. Seafood is essentially, I think, like the ultimate Sons of Horus green. Like, it's just, I think it is just straight Sons of Horus green. And given that I know for a fact from Greg, the first like exchange of words that we had was I went to it was Adepticon last year, and I went up to their booth because I was like, oh man, that's just who I am, and I'm realized like, oh man, that's actually really cool for me. It works out for me, but the same kind of thing happened with like Rheingeist, which is my favorite brewery, technically. Yeah, I like Rheingeist a lot. So I pretty much anytime that I go to a beer festival, as soon as the gates open, I, regardless of where they are, I make my way to their tent because they're my favorite, and because they're my favorite, I act like this, and I'm really excited to talk to them about it. And the like the last time that I did that, the guy was just like, "Hold on a second," and he just like went to like their van, and he came back, and he was like, "Dude, you're awesome. I'm gonna give you this VIP card." And he was like, "Next time you come up to Rhine, guys, just give them that." And holy shit, yeah! If you like stuff and it gets you excited, talk to the people who like or who do that stuff, because it turns out that like being really passionate about things is something that other people, especially if they make things, they really like that. Um, because like that VIP card was the most. What's your favorite Rheingeist brew? Oh man, that's hard. It's probably almost certainly barrel aged Mushushu. Mushushu is probably my favorite beer by them, and I don't think I have any. But let me double check to see if I do. I might have one. Um, nope. No, I don't have any. I don't have any Mushushu. I have a Cafe Ink, which this is their newer style bottles. They started doing these. I want to say a couple of years ago, like two or three. Um, but this, any of the ones that are in this kind of a bottle, as opposed to the can, the cans are great. But all of this kind of stuff, if you see it in a bottle, that is one. That's one worth picking up. I'm not honestly these days. I don't drink much beer. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. Um, these days I do not drink much beer, but like that is a perfect size bottle to like open and like split between like my wife and I like while we watch a movie. But Mushushu, which is the dragon from Mulan, uh, that is a Mushushu is a strong dark ale. And then if it's not Mushushu, it's probably Mastodon, which is another strong dark ale that I want to actually. Yeah, no, it's a dark ale too. Gramps was a barley ale they did for a while, and it was all right. But those are probably my favorite too. And then any of them that are bourbon barrel aged or any other kind of like whiskey barrel aged are typically just amazing. But yeah, any of the ones in those bottles are always a good one. But People Eater, I got really excited, and I went up to talk to Rheingeist, and the guy pretty much gave me the VIP card, and the card got you 50% off everything, like your tab, merch, everything. It just straight just took half your bill away. And when I went there and I gave them the card, they were like, "Oh," and they kind of looked at me for a minute, and they're like, "Give us a second." And they just kind of went and they got like someone else, and they're like, they went, they looking at other stuff, and they pulled out this big binder, and they were just like, "Okay, yeah, no, you have to, okay, you got to enter in this code." Model, like it was clearly like something that like doesn't happen normally. So I was like, that's really cool. I feel special. And then I bought a whole bunch of stuff and drank way too much with my wife. But it was wonderful. And it was, yeah. I mean, honestly, I would have done it either way. It was just really fun. It was cool that, like, being somebody that's passionate about things. And I guess I am. Like, I absolutely am someone that, like, when I get excited about something, I want to show other people so they will play with me. But yeah, Turbo Dork. The whole thing that I fell in love with Turbo Dork was I found People Eater. And it's. I mean, I don't know of another one. There probably is now, but at the time, I did not know of any metallic purple outside of like maybe not acrylics, but like oils or something like that, maybe something way more specialized. But even then, I did not know of any kind of metallic purple. Sure enough, when I was at the, the convention last year, I ran into the Turbo Dork table and I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love your paints, because that's when obviously I bought all my paints. And he was like, man, what's your favorite? And I was like, oh, People Eater. And he was just like, that's actually the first one I made. And I was like, oh yeah, it's perfect for Emperor's Children. And he was just like, well, that's because that's what I made it for. I had an Emperor's Children army and nobody made a metallic purple, so I said I'll do it. So I made that, and now I never got to paint them because I started a paint company, and it's just like, oh well, it's perfect for it. You did a good job. But yeah, no, People Eater is excellent color. Afterburner was the one that I was talking about, and this one I like. It is a turbo shift that shifts. It's not going to tell me what it shifts from. Well, this is the one that I was talking about that is like a kind of bronze to lighter bronze. But yeah, I put that on the eyes of my High New Gundam Real Grade kit. It has orange eyes. Typically, I don't like putting stickers on my Gundams, so I typically always will paint their eyes if they do not have a piece of clear plastic, or green plastic. If they don't have an eyepiece, then I will paint them. If they have an eyepiece, then if they don't have the part that covers up the part that's not actually lens, I paint that. There's very certain things that I paint on Gundams just because they're like focal points. Motherload is probably my other favorite. And Motherload is just perloid, but it's the best perloid spray I've ever seen. Like, it's the only thing that really looks perloid when you spray it. I don't know. I absolutely, and Leviathan, I bought that last time I went to my local store just because it's a fucking gorgeous color. I realized that, yeah, no, okay. But yeah, I haven't opened that yet, but it's a really good color. And also I haven't used seafood yet because I was like, oh, I'm going to make Sons of Horus. And then I didn't. But the thing about that is, it actually will look really good for New Antioch, because that's like the color that New Antioch is. It's pretty much Horus Green. I'm on to you. I'm not onto him. I don't know. What am I on about? What's he on about then? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I also made a Discord. So there is a Discord now. And I guess I should put I'll put the Discord link in the chat. Do-do-do, do-do-do. How do I do? Here it is. It's terrifying in there. It's really scary in there right now. And by scary, I mean it's dead. I just made it. I don't think that pasted. Can I paste there? Did that work? Man, this little chat window that I'm trying to type in is just... Okay. Wow. This is not turned on. That's why. Copy. Often it helps if you actually... Oh my goodness. Why? Paste. It's not gonna let me do it, is it? I don't know. I'm doing my best, guys. Command V. I don't know. Does that work? It says hidden. Use copy button. I don't know if that works or not, but hopefully it does. Yeah, I have not done anything in there other than I added a few people that I thought would not be angry that I sent them another Discord invite. And then I figured I would invite the two people that have asked for it. So it is there, and I'll probably work on today, like coming up with like different channels and stuff like that. Also, if you have any recommendations of channels, I can't stress enough how much anything you guys are like, hey, this is what we'd like to see in here. Let me know, because as you probably have figured out by now, I don't like trying to guess what people like, because I think they don't like most of the things that I like. Which, on that note, I worked on. I'm assuming that link won't work. I'm assuming you're right too. Shit. So use copy. When I click it, go to channel. Nope. What the fuck is even that? Oh my goodness. Okay. I have no idea how to post this while I'm streaming, because it's saying essentially no bueno. Streamer mode is enabled. Okay. Well, I'm turning that off. Let's try again. Hey, there we go. Command C. Yay! Now I did it. Okay. This time it did work. That horrifying moment when I realized it's just like, oh, it's trying to hide my screen because you all can see everything I'm looking at all the time. I've been streaming everything. Okay, here we go. Castle time. You should also make a non-expiring link and put it in your channel description. I should. That's a good idea, Possum. I'll write that down. Above the Margovian Christ. Non-expiring Discord link. And YouTube description. What else did I write on here? Map prep. Oh yeah, map prep. TC solo RPG review castle build. Hey, I'm doing that. Margovian Christ. And then French Foreign Legion. I did also think about, one of the first things that I'm probably going to do coming up with like more lore and stuff of my own is going to be for French Crusade. I am absolutely going to be working on, that is a terrible view. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be working on coming up with more lore for like a variance of the concept of the French Foreign Legion. One of the things that in particular that I liked the concept of, and I'll go ahead and mention here, someone steals it, they steal it. It's mine, I'm keeping it. But the idea in the French Foreign Legion, the cake is looking great now. The cake, I'm pretty pleased with the cake. I put all of the frosting on there yesterday, and then I started putting a little bit of fondant. We got the fondant. Oh no! And then a blowout. Oops. Yeah, so the fondant's looking good. All the little piece of bricks fell off though. Oh no. I'm gonna have to put those back here. Shoot. See, the thing is about a big 2-foot board. It's not that big until you're also trying to spin it around and all this jazz. So that's probably what I'm working on today, is doing a lot of cake. Working on this cake, doing more hot glue. I realized yesterday I might have been going a little too wonkety with it because I did not have them going like you would stack them. I had them very much hodgepodge, so it looked kind of like a cottage castle, which is kind of fun, but it didn't look too much like a castle, which is what I was wanting. So I thought, I'll make these bricks a little more brick shaped. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. Then stop. Pelvic thrust. Stop on your right foot. Don't forget it. Nice clank of teeth and cup. The clang of teeth and cup in the morning. Literally. All right, so. Beep, boop, bump. Probably gonna fire up the old hot glue gun. I'm probably just gonna start gluing more stuff. If you guys are cool with hanging out with me while I do that. Also, I'm going to show this model I printed because it's the sickest model I've ever printed. Yeah. So I'm normally like, oh yeah, I got to convert everything, but it's holy shit, this model is so cool. This is just the most metal model I've ever seen in my life. As far as not being converted at all, that's just what it looks like normally. This is the Desecrated Saint for the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. And also, to give you an idea of how big this thing is compared to a normal human. Here's a lieutenant. He seems like he could probably handle it. Yeah, he's probably got that. Yeah, that's so good. Just so big and scary. And then the back is covered in more corpses. It's just one of the most gnarly models I've ever seen. I was very, very pumped about it. Very pumped. I need to fix this. That did not print right. And then there's a few more little supports in there that I gotta snip. But I printed that guy yesterday, as well as Praetor, which is also very large. Size comparison to a lieutenant. Just like, a little bit of a size difference between one leader and the other. It's like his tail's bigger than him. But yeah, the wings with the lots of rows of teeth. Everybody knows how much I love teeth. I'll add you to my cape. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you are going to fit in perfect on my cape. I like that. That's on the same level of insults, I feel like, as I'm going to snort your ashes. Just a level of disregard and sheer brutality of like, oh god, I'm going to make you a part of my cape. I don't think I'd like that. Maybe. What do we say? Don't knock till you try till you love, I suppose. Actually, I don't think anybody's going to like me putting already hot glue gun time. Yeah, the castle cake is glued. Oh man, I'm so zoomed in. Hell yeah. Just doing castle things all night long. At 8:05 a.m. all night long. I also started to get the Cult of the Black Grail printed, and this morning, right before I went up to go make coffee, I was like, all right, cool, this is a good spot, and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna, I'll just close out of here. And instead of closing it, like minimizing it, I closed out of like the whole application and did not save because I was just in like auto click, and I was like, oh good. So like all these supports and everything that I had done this morning, I just kind of like threw away. So I'll get to do that again. But the moral of the story is, don't do it when you're sleepy, you goofball. I printed out a bunch of barrels, boxes. I don't believe those were shown yesterday, but I printed out a whole bunch of little barrels, little wooden barrels, and I hollowed them out like that way they would not take as much resin. So the tops don't look great, but we can fix that. A little bit of grit, and then I printed out some trench boxes, a bunch of trench boxes. And finally, here is I think I might have shown him yesterday, or maybe I showed Kelly. I don't know. But I believe it is the Hunter of the Left-Handed Path. This sounds familiar. Did I talk about that guy? He can go through terrain. Pretty cool. This sounds familiar. I feel like I talked about this. There's a thing super glued in the floor. I was going to step on that. Wouldn't have been good. Alrighty. I'm wondering. It's probably not. It's not ready. The cake's not ready for more fondant. The cake, like my heart, it's not ready for more fondant. So, you talked about his rules. Okay, yeah. So, oh yeah, no, I think I had him printing. I had him printing, yes. And then yesterday he got done around lunchtime. So yeah, yes, I did talk about his rules. Yeah, no, I really liked all the rules. Really cool model, really cool rules. Such a cool game. I'm really excited to start playing it. And Kelly asked me this, so I'll cover that as well. The reason that I am working on two boards at the same time for two completely different games is because I started on Trench Crusade. It was like, yep, that is absolutely what I'm going to build. And then I realized, oh shit, I also really want to support. Hey, Adri, good morning. How are you? I wanted to support my buddy Cody by making a board and models for his game, because he's my friend. And also, his game's fucking sick. Any game where you like throw people off of castles, I'm in. Also, ADHD, am I right? And also that. I mean, there's also, well, I mean, that sounds really fun, so I definitely want to play that. And also, I could build a board pretty quick. Like, here's the thing. Yes, I did have enough terrain to play Trench Crusade already, but I didn't have trenches, and I didn't have. There's a lot of stuff. Like, I could have like played a quick little game, but it's just like I really just want to start building trenches. So that's what I did, and printing out lots and lots and lots of little houses. I don't think I showed this one yesterday, but this is the. Yeah, watch the playthrough. It looks really fun. I'm so excited to play. So this is I think the Thoroughwood residence. I think, man, my face was stuck on a really good picture there for a second. But yeah, I think Thoroughgood, Thoroughbred, Thoroughwood, one of them. But their house is pretty big apparently. But that's just one of the little houses from Grimdale, Greendale. That's the one that printed yesterday. And now Greeplin is printing the Stonemason, which it will be done in 15 hours and 44 minutes. It was going to take 30 hours, so we're about halfway there, I guess. 48%. Look at that. We're doing it. I don't know if I showed any more progress on these guys, but I was really happy with how they turned out. And obviously I'm still going. But the side of the trench here, where it's kind of falling out, and then that side where it is much more blown out. And then here as well, I wanted to make it. I just realized my stream was like 30 minutes behind, so if I missed anything you said to me, let me know. Oh, no. I didn't realize that. Sorry, the stream's delayed. I've got it set on ultra low, but there might be some stuff going on. I honestly probably need to go talk to my internet provider, see about increasing anything. But I really liked that because visually, it looks like they're trying to prop it up and keep it from falling down. I'll show it on the small screen in case you're looking there, but I was really happy with it. To give you the idea, once they are next to each other, this trench would be pretty much blocked off. But then like that, you'd be able to walk down through them. And the idea being that is why they had to hollow out. This little tunnel is, getting around collapsed trenches, that kind of stuff. Which is a big part, tunneling, all that jazz. Also, just to show. Anyway, I gotta head out to work. Have a good stream. Oh, okay. You too. Bye, Adri. Have a good day at work. But, yeah, so essentially I wanted it to look as though the weight of the bricks and the wood and everything, land down, cause everything to push. That is what has caused the trenches to collapse in. Also, thanks for hopping on. She's probably already gone by now. But yeah, no, I'm always excited when anybody hops on. I love having people to talk to. I like talking. Hey, hot glue gun's warm enough. It's warm enough. Ooh boy. So yeah, And that's it. We're just gluing lots of little pieces of foam to this cake. And I'm trying to do it in a way that doesn't look super generic, but it's kind of difficult whenever you're cutting certain X amount of shapes. Eventually you're going to run out of different types of shapes and different sizes. Here's a prime example. I don't really want, that's good. I'm trying to make sure that they overlap each other, so you don't have two of them right here, and then another two right there. You want them to, like a T. That's how bricks are typically laid. So, trying to recreate that, but on a smaller scale. And I'm sorry that I do not have the means to show from this angle other than there. I suppose I could set up the camera like this so you can see from my angle instead. You can probably see the camera. But that's something to look into as well. And I feel like I just got a very good mental image in my head of a like Predator style setup with a camera over my shoulder. That's very silly. But yeah, I'm really excited about 1490 Doom. So I really wanted to finish a board for it, especially because, and yeah, that's why I got off on the tangent about Trench Crusade. Trench Crusade is amazing, and I really want to play it. However, it is a much, much, much bigger game. The board is a 4x4 as opposed to a 2x2 circle. So it's like the board is already 4 times the size. Each warband or Doom company in 1490 Doom only has 3 models, which is already less than half of each of our starting warbands for Trench Crusade. So it was really I would like to help out my friend Cody by giving more publicity to his game. The game sounds awesome, and also I think I can get playing it, like build everything and play a game for it, and then just be playing games regularly with it pretty quickly. I just have to build the castle. So that's what we're doing. Building the castle so I can fight over it with my wife with little dudes. We're going to throw each other off the battlements. It's going to be great. I also was thinking, which I can pop in there. I'll pop in there right now. Oh my goodness. Hi. Possum. Light Hiker. Hello, Light Hiker. I really like the smaller skirmish games. This seems right up my alley. Absolutely, dude. Why will it not let me wave to you, Light Hiker? Or wait. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. It has. I've been clicking it. I just keep clicking it, so I just keep waving at you. I'm sorry. Is that... I feel like Light Hiker's here. But yeah, I love small skirmish games. And I think, my wife, Kelly does too. Everybody that I typically play role-playing games with, whenever I want to introduce them to a tabletop game, that is pretty much the thing I look for the most, is like, what's got the smallest amount of models, because of, at least I know for Kelly, she really loves playing like Merkborg, and yeah, Merkborg's her favorite. So she loves Merkborg, but she only has one character to take care of. So she likes to really be able to like enjoy being one character. When you add other models in there, I think it can be a little overwhelming. Yeah, I'm like, okay, awesome, cool. Well, I waved, and then I kept waving, and I just kept waving. Hello. Yeah, I need to see about, I guess, upping my upload speed or whatever. We need to redo our internet stuff just because it's time. But I'm very excited. I've got a Discord now. So, also, any suggestions on name, like for the Discord community, I'm open. I can't stress enough, I am very open to most things. I did not intend on having a Discord server, so now that there is one, it's just like, okay, well now I feel like I need to have a different channel for different games, different things. So that's fun. There's all kinds of things. I'll work on it. I'll work on that today. I won't do that on the stream though, because I feel like that might be bad stream. And also, I gotta finish this cake. It's gotta go in the oven. Oh no. Fake out. You all thought that I had just accidentally hot glued a piece of foam to my pants. And I almost did. But I didn't. So, I'm thinking that I want to have, and I'm going to close this out. Boop, boop, boop. I kind of want to have a buildup of like stuff to where they can like kind of climb up onto this one. I essentially want everybody to have to get up here and then eventually get to here. But the only way to get to here is going to be from this, I believe. I want you to have an easy time getting here, or even up here, but having a harder time getting to here. Erica's favorite. He got 2 waves. Possum got 2 waves too. No, wait. I don't know if I can wave at you anymore. I'm sorry. Nope. I don't know if I can keep waving. Books, movies, games are good choices. Yeah. Those are good ideas. Man, I'm gonna need to get my other whiteboard out. Books. Movies. Games. Yeah. Those are awesome. Awesome recommendations. Learning how to tell people about things that I like. I'm just socially inept. Bum, bum, bum. And somehow that works out for me. I think that's it, is that people just like that I don't know how to... You've made your bed, Eli. It's time to lie in it. I can't stress that enough. I'm aware. And I told my wife that. We were on our way home. Like, I had to go I picked her up from work yesterday for lunch. They're rebuilding her building, essentially. And it's just, their parking lot's nuts. So I've been picking her up on lunch the past couple days. I'm gonna cut that. Why did I do that? That's goofy looking. But yeah, no, I was very aware. I was like, the day that I've been waiting for this day. I knew it would come, but I was like, they have demanded a Discord. So I've given them what they wanted, and there was something else that I told her that was very funny, that I laughed at anyway. Oh, it was probably that it was just like, and then the fear, again, of just, you've made your bed, Eli, it's time to lay in it, that I get in the chat and it's just like, it's a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult. It's just like, oh God, no, please. I'm just trying to explain to Tyler, it's just the fear of knowing that you two aren't going to start a cult. Someone else might, and they don't know it's a bit. Like, that's horrifying, because pretty much, yeah, just her choices of what to watch on TV constantly show me that there are people out there that can't wait for me to start a cult and then to kill me because they think that's what I want in my cult, and it's not. I can't stress that enough. I don't want a cult for anything more than lulz. Like, it's a funny concept, but I don't actually want that. And then yeah, again, the situation, one of us in the tree, part of the tree. Yeah. Again, all the other goofery with tax purposes, that's where you get into the, okay, I need to stop playing in this space, is when you see that the system is absolutely built for you to just abuse like that, if you are willing to. It's just really kind of horrifying. It's like, oh, well, I could just be like, it's for my church. So yeah, I need tax exemption to spread my good word. And that is really scary to me. But I think that's because I'm a little self-aware. Un petit peu, as they say. As the French say, un petit peu. Man, I don't know where to go from here on this parapet. I think it's time to start circling back that way. that guy, I think, is at the top. So we're probably going to figure out how to flatten this out, or we're going to just have it be a bunch of rubble. I don't know exactly. Ba-da-dum, be-doo-doo. Got a little hot glue on my fingers. Don't tell nobody. Yeah, just like that. Oh no, I'm gonna have to cut more foam. I also have another secret. I did not use the Proxon. I used a hobby knife. It was quicker. I don't know what the Proxon is like really going to be used for. I know I'm going to use it for cutting. I know what it's going to be used for. It's going to be used for cutting like cobblestone, which I absolutely could have used this for, but I just don't think it would be worth it. And also the smell. I don't really want to cut this with a hot foam cutter, I don't think. But maybe I do. I'm just going to keep using the hobby knife. I'm so close to being done. I'm just going to keep going at it. And I'm pretty much just, I'll show you my process. Let me move the cake. Move the cake from over. Where the heck is my cutting mat? Oh no. Okay. Here's one. Wasn't ready to cut out after all. Okay. Ba-da-da. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Free hand. We're just gonna... And then pretty much just going on the other side. And this blade is not the cleanest or freshest. So you want to make sure you do all your cuts with an old rusty blade. That's not true at all. Don't do that. No, it's not that dirty. It has super glue on it. It has super glue, maybe not even super glue, it might have epoxy. It's probably got that epoxy on it that I was messing with yesterday. So, break. Break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of this castle cake. Castle cake will fucking kill you if you eat it. That's the warning at the end. Don't eat that cake, it will kill you. Ba-dum-dum. Okay. Just doing lots of little cuts. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo-ba-doo-boo. And then one down here. Yeah. Now we're doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it seems a little big. Okay. Yeah. Wow. And this is pretty much what I did yesterday. I basted my foam pot cake with Red Devil vinyl spackling filler, and then I cut a bunch of foam and hot glued it to the pots. I spent a very large amount of time yesterday doing that. It took a hot minute to get where we're at, as you can see with the time it takes to cut them and the time it takes to glue them. It takes a while, but I'm thinking it's going to be very much worth it. I'm really excited about this board. And I am debating now It would probably have wood kind of flooring. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, I guess when I think about in like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, that kind of stuff, when you climb up a tower, typically the interior is wood because brick is way too heavy. So yeah, I guess the battlements on the top of the castle. I don't know. I don't know if the battlements are stone. I think they typically are. We'll see. We'll see where we go. I might be done with I might be done with cutting foam, to be honest. So we might just go to wood because wood sounds good and I know how it can look. I'm excited how it's gonna look. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be done after this. And switched over to using popsicle sticks for the wooden floor. That's gonna look really good. YouTube out here censoring me. Oh no. What is it saying? What are you trying to say that YouTube doesn't want you to say? I'm not about censorship, YouTube. I'm out here trying to throw my wife off this castle. You think I'm censoring myself? I am, but it's kind of like you're mildly afraid that you might have Tourette's. You're just like, sometimes you just want to say crazy shit. And you're just like, I don't know at this point. It could be speaking in tongues. It's not. I'm not speaking in tongues. We could say it though. Oh yeah, he's really big at speaking in tongues. I think that guy just has Tourette's. I'll use a rusty blade all I want. I was gonna say, don't tell me what to do. I got my tetanus shot. Yeah, which that is a pro tip. Pro tip: get a tetanus shot. You don't want injuries that give you lockjaw. You don't want lockjaw, unless you're specifically looking for like a giant fish named Lockjaw. I feel like there is maybe Doug, an episode of Doug, where he's like fishing for some giant fish or something. Something's named Lockjaw. I think he catches it and then like they let it go. That sounds familiar. I might just be making up a memory. My wife and I did that this weekend. We both were trying to find her keys, and then we did. But we both had a memory that we're like, I remember you doing blank. And it was like, yeah, we made that up. Like, she did not... The keys were not in the memory that we both clearly remembered because it would have been impossible because they were where we found them. It was like, yeah, they never got even in the house. Pro tip, get your tetanus shot the same year you get your passport. So link up so you can always know when to re-up. That is a pro tip. That is very much a pro tip. I need to get... I think I'm probably needing to get my passport renewed, redone. That is a pro tip, though. Learn all kinds of things here. It's an educational... This is an educational stream. Teach things. Not always good things. But we teach things. Man, okay, that one seems like it's a little too big. But I'm afraid if I cut it... Nah, it'll be okay. Why am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? Cutting foams too small? That's dumb. Never be afraid to cut your foam too small. Alrighty. I'm feeling good. I think this might be the last amount of little foam bricks I need to make. I'm not gonna absolutely think that because I'm very much ready to be disappointed by that knowledge that it's not correct. Here it comes, I'm sure. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. And then we grab our cake again. What's for dinner tonight, Peepaw? Fucking cake, that's what. Just cake! You're not allowed to go to bed until you eat all of it. I'm like a Trunchable or something. Something like that. Get you a cult leader that's like a Trunchable. I'm liking that. That's looking good. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That one's too big. Uh-oh. I think anyway. That's too big of a stone. No one's ever going to believe me. No one's going to believe that's real. Maybe. But perhaps now they will. That's good. Yeah, that looks like a rock, maybe. Like a rock. Like the rock. Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I'm just going to put these up here. That way I can just reach for them right here instead of over off to the side. That way I don't have to turn my chair as much. Like, you stay over there. Coffee, you come here. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut more foam. I'm seeing this now, and I'm not excited about it, but it's fine. It just takes a lot more foam than you initially would probably think. Or maybe it doesn't, and I just think it takes a lot less foam than most people. But either of those is likely, probable, factual. Quit goofing. You goof. Accidentally touch another piece with the foam, and then that's what happens. Why? Alrighty. So that's up there. Take a little skinny guy, maybe put a little skinny guy in there. Yeah, that looks good. The skinny guy can hide inside the one that I accidentally covered up. That's looking good. Skinny guy might be too small. I might have to cut that. And I'm just going to pull that one out that I just pulled back in. Oh no. What is my wife going to say about that? How the hell are you going to throw me off that castle if you keep breaking it? That's what she'll say. And then she'll throw me off the castle. Yeah, that's good. Also, what are you doing? Some of this hot glue, it's just like I clearly didn't get it on there quick enough, so it did not have time to fully merge. Okay, now here we go, put the hot glue back, bam, bam, there we go, get back in there, bam, look at that, everybody's having a great time now, maybe. That looks good. Now we've almost got this guy done. Pretty much just the inner side, which is exciting. And then I guess probably a little bit on the top. Needs a little on the top. And then we'll probably level it off also. Figured it might be something to go. I was browsing Exalted Funerals last night, looking for a book I couldn't recall, and I found a workbook based on one of Crowley's books of lies called Abyss of Hallucinations. I have not read that or seen that. I love Aleister Crowley though. Mr. Kelly's Book of Lies. I might have a Book of Lies. But that sounds awesome. Abyss of Hallucinations. I love Exalted Funeral. That is a, man, if you're like, hey, what websites do you have a hard time like going near and not spending money? That one. That's one that I'm like, I need to unsubscribe from their email, but I can't. But no, I will check that out. That sounds awesome. I definitely want to look. That was one of the things that I had written down was I need to look into reviewing solo RPGs, trying to figure out which one would be good to stream. Because the more I've thought about that, the more that does sound really fun. And that's another thing, that 1490 Doom can be played solo. So I definitely was like, man, I want to work on this board so I can do that. This is going to be too dry by the time, probably. My zip kicker! Yunes was the one who came in here and took my zip kicker. Yunes. But no, that sounds wonderful. Abyss of Hallucinations. There's so many awesome RPG supplements out there that I'm like, man, I need to look further into, including ones that I already own. Urs Alcala, I think. Yeah, there's one that I've got that is, I don't know if it is solo or not. I don't think it is. Xas Alcala, Xasirkalla. I want to say like it's very black metal. But Greg sent that to me a while back, and it looks so sick. Xas Alcala, maybe. I've got it upstairs, but that one has some real gnarly shit. Another one that eventually I would like to do if another game does not like manifest that would be better. Disciples of Bone and Shadow is a solo RPG, and I did start on that one at one point in time. That is very much my cup of tea. You essentially, it reminds me a lot of like the game Hate, where there are a bunch of what are called like tyrants, but essentially you are trying to gain a seat in life, I suppose, in a world that is absolutely wrecked, like most of the games. But in this one, there are these giants, and I'm pretty sure they're called tyrants, just like in Hate, but I might be misremembering and just equating them in my head. But it was also very, very metal. Just really brutal, like, looked like my jam of a solo RPG. So I definitely want to look at those. And that's an Alex T book, right? I believe so. That sounds right. Yeah, it's very, it's black, not that big, super black metal font on it. Real black metal name. Dude, these are looking good. I'm really digging this. Yeah, I'm thinking the top of the ramparts will be wood, and then I'll have like little circle kind of things coming up with foam again. But I'll probably actually like build them. Or I might not print out, but I might use another like cup to put a wall of some sorts at the top. But I don't know. Honestly, I might leave them as is, or just build a smaller wall up. I might just build a small wall up. I'm gonna be playing his game Cur Narthalis on my lunch. That sounds awesome. Let me see which one I've got. Okay. Alex T. No, not Alex T. It is James Vale. As far as Zos Arkala, suffer a blackened birth into Urkala. Beneath gray skies of falling ashes, corpse-like denizens beckon for scraps of flesh, kneeling in filth and ecstasy before their slumbering god-kings. Wasteland tribes fight against the armies that come to take them as cattle. Witches are hunted and bred to serve as psychic slaves to sorcerers at war, and things of nightmare are birthed from the cracks in the earth, where reality is twisted into surreal labyrinths of intersecting worlds. You are the alien here. Your existence will have to be earned. And I don't remember if this is or is not a solo. It might be. I think it might just be a RPG. I don't think it's a solo. Yep, GM. So just an RPG. But it looks sick. And then this is Disciples of Bone and Shadow, which I got the Conquered Sun edition, which is like the combined. But art is also very in the same vein, just black and white, real gnarly. I'm a big fan though. I played it for a little bit. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Welcome to Uzran, the Demon World, a world of light and darkness, fire and ice, where only the ruthless survive. With most life concentrated in the narrow stripe in the narrow stripe of inhabitable land simply known as the Twilight, competition for the few resources left after a devastating cataclysm that left the planet on a synchronous rotation thousands of years ago leaves no room for anything else but the most basic survival. Civilization is a rare oasis in this world of pain and corruption, where the primordial ones extend their influence through magic, and those seeking forbidden knowledge and power usually meet a gruesome end. Disciples of Bone and Shadow is a one-player pen-and-paper role-playing game with its sophisticated freeform character creation system. You'll be able to create new characters and start delving into ruins, caves, and exploring the wilderness of the Twilight in a matter of minutes. With the help of the tables and systems found in the rulebook, you'll be able to generate a fresh new world on the fly with no previous preparation required. Yeah, so. And I did make a character. Heinrich Vost. A brawler, apparently. That I made that a very long time ago, and I have not returned to it, but I might turn back to that because it was a very dark solo RPG. And this channel is probably going to have a lot of dark stuff. So, but Kernathalis, and Thalis definitely has the same kind of vibe as Zasarkala, but maybe it's just simply because I don't know the languages. And that is why it sounds familiar, because they're both. I guess maybe it also is how my brain is reading them. It might be finding similarities. Boop, boop, boop. I need to finish this guy. Keep working on that one. Hey buddy. Hey buddy, you just rolling from Stupid Town? Classic SpongeBob. Classic SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Okay, I'm done. I won't quote SpongeBob all day. Nice. That didn't feel good. Some of that pushed down. Oh no. That's fine. Oh no. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how Kernathalis goes. That sounds awesome though. Playing it on your launch. Is it a solo as well? Or are you playing with somebody on launch? That's too big. I goofed up. Let's cut that in half. And then maybe half again. We'll see. I know Eric has been playing Kingdom Death with our buddy Chris. Other Chris. Again, lots of Chris's. I draw the Chris's to me. There's a certain kind of guy I draw, and his name's Chris, typically. Which is kind of funny because I don't think I've known like another Chris until the one that Eric and I worked with. No, I've known Chris's. I've known Chris's. No, and I've always had Chris's friends. I've also known a lot of Eric's in my day. That's a tale for another time. I'm just kidding. There's no dark tale there. Fun thing about Eric and I, at one point in time, Eric had a copy of Dante's Map of Hell on his cubicle wall in case we needed to reference it in passing conversation. And I really like that. Curtis Lawless is by the same folks as Disciple Bone Shadow. Okay, awesome. I've got a game with my partner, but at lunch I'll be doing so. That's awesome. No, okay, cool. I'll look at that too. Yeah, if it's like the same dudes. Yeah, man, there's so many cool solo games out there. I really should. I need to look and see which one. And if there's any that you guys in particular are like, hey, I want to watch you play this game, let me know. I would love to. I like playing things that people want me to play. So. Unless it's like something absolutely abysmal, I'm gonna, like, within reason. It's kind of like the fear of, like, oh, when I finally do say, like, yeah, I will do commissions, I will make models for you. The amount of people that I'm just, like, already prepared to say, I will never make a Space Marine. Just like, oh, yeah, am I like Space Marine Captain? Nope. that won't be one of them. Or like, oh, a Blood Angel army? Like, not doing armies. Like, it's like I'll make. I don't know. I've honestly been thinking that one of the things that I would like to do, and I'll have to figure out how that would work. I mean, shit. Honestly, I would love as like commissions to just like make war bands for Trench Crusade, because again, I could straight up. I think I could just do nothing but make court of the 7-headed serpent models until I die and never run out of ideas. Because it's just like, yeah, if it's awful and messed up, it fits. I mean, yeah, just make it. But that is something that has been in my head, because I've been thinking at some point I'm going to have to, like, hey, I will make things if you guys want them to the world. Because I know that is something the Discord I knew was coming. And the asking for commissions was something that was the first thing that came, and I did not expect that. That's actually been a thing that has happened like decades ago, but I shot it down then really hard. So it was just, not shot down, like it was just more of I was just very clear that I didn't do anything for money. And I don't want to do anything for money. I want to make what I want to make. And if someone wants to pay me, that's fine. If it's something that I want to, part with. But I do foresee a lot of people being interested in having like a custom warband for Trench Crusade from me. Especially once I start showing the kind of things that I'm planning to do with them. So that's the thing I've been thinking about hey, that'd be a thing I could do that would be fun. Also, I can't stress enough the amount of names that Kelly and I have prepared. Expect every channel to have a really fun name because, oh boy, you don't come up with things like Boxcar Train Witch and Basement Flavors and not use them. So I got to use these fun names that we came up with because I don't think I'm going to have enough like bands that I ever actually would do anything with. And as much as Modern Life is Gwar, Gwar, which was Margot's, I think is the newest one. The newest joke band name was Modern Life is Gwar, and it was Margot's theremin noise band. Yeah. Modern Life is War. It is a really good punk band. And Guar is, of course, Guar. It's a game about trying to escape from the buried ruins of an ancient civilization. It's a big, old dungeon crawl through a terrible necropolis. Everything about that sounds great. Yeah, everything about that sounds great. And that also reminds me that speaking of a necropolis, that is a game that is probably worth checking out. And I have not looked enough into, and by enough, I mean at all. Like, I've heard a lot about Necropolis, but I haven't looked into it. But I know that it also has a very small player count, and that it is based around necromancy, which is something that I always love. I'm always down with a little light-hearted necromancy. With that said, trying to explain to my mom the first time she heard me say necromancer, what a necromancer was versus what my mom thought it was not fun. It was not a fun discussion. Funny, not fun. Also, I don't know why, but the first thing that popped in my head while thinking about necromancers was doing a seance and then asking a ghost a knock-knock joke and then cutting it off and seeing if that's how you get a poltergeist. That's the first thing that popped into my head. She's like, oh, we're trying to talk to so-and-so. And it's just like, then you get him in the room and they're like, I'm here. And I'm just like, knock, knock. And I'm like, who's there? And then I like knock the candle over. And now whoever that you invited in is haunting your house because I gave them unfinished business. That's the first thing that popped in my head when I thought about necromancers. I don't know why. I guess I just want to make ghosts angry, so they haunt me. I'm trying to be the chaotic good that we need in the world. All right, then. What's about all this then? No. Maybe. Okay. I'm going to cut that like this. Just a little. And I'm just going to. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit more. And then. Yeah, that looks good. Wonderful. Wunderbar, as they say. Oh my goodness. Time is 8:57. Have I been streaming like an hour and a half? Time really does fly when you're having fun, man. Yeah, 79 minutes ago. Huh. I really didn't think that. Did not think it's been that long. I've gotten a good amount of progress done, though. And we did cover a lot of stuff. I did show you guys a whole bunch of random things. Man, we are gonna need more foam. But I am feeling good about this at least. I don't... Yeah, I'm thinking just do a little wood across there. And then these boys just need to be glued up. I tell you what now. Ooh-wee. Right in there. Yeah. Also have a lot of board games. As far as solo games, I've got Bloodborne, which I absolutely do want to play, and I really, honestly, I want to paint. That is absolutely a game that I bought because it's my favorite video game. It's one of my favorite worlds as far as like world building goes. Bloodborne, honestly, it's probably my favorite. Yeah, I think it's my favorite. Get out of here, you gnat. Come on. I didn't kill him, Eric. My karma is fine. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. So once I get all these glued, I also need to figure out if I'm going to smatter this thing with like PVA, or if I want to go back in a little more controlled. It might be PVA though. No, now. Now that I'm thinking about it. Somebody is leaf blowing outside. And it just keeps going. They are very like, start stopping with it. Like right there. I can hear you outside my house. I'm like one of those worms from Trimmers. I am literally a worm from Trimmers. You know who really likes Trimmers? My buddy Jared. He loves that movie. Big fan of Trimmers. Big fan of Kevin Bacon. Hell, I am too. Okay. 901. Someone came to my house. They delivered something. It's a bunch of glue sticks. It's a bunch of glue sticks. I ran out of glue sticks yesterday and I had to go buy some more. And then I realized I'm going to need more glue sticks, so I bought some more to get delivered. Yeah, that'll be better. It's going to be kind of brokenish, the main keep part. I thought about honestly trying to like maybe even partially hollow this thing, like kind of cut it like an actual cake. But honestly, I don't know, because I kind of like how it's looking right now. And I'm thinking maybe I can even make this like a dilapidated tower, kind of. So that's a full, complete tower, but this one is not fully done, maybe smashed, so you can use that to climb up. I think I'll do that. I know I want a few trees, but not enough to make like a big hullabaloo about it. So over here, that was not intentional. Over here, move that guy there. Yeah. Pretty much just have this tower now. We're getting there. I know what you're thinking. Hey Eli, are you gonna finish this thing, or are you gonna put the rest of those squares on there? And I almost said, I might stop, blah blah blah. Nope, I'm gonna finish it. Need to follow through. Need to finish the thing. So we are going to not stop doing this until this one is done. We're gonna just flip it. Which we need to cut just a little more foam. There is a piece. I'm feeling this way. Okay. Ta-da! All right. Cutting up some squares. I think I probably will finish getting the foam onto this castle, and that's probably, I'll probably stop. Man, that's probably why I'm like, man, why don't I still want coffee? Because I barely drank any of it. I mean, I poured it all over my face. Do you guys think that there is a big difference between streaming on YouTube versus streaming on Twitch? I don't know if I should be using one over the other. And the whole thing is just like, it's all very weird because the internet tells you one thing, but the internet also tells you the other thing. Trying to figure out, like, when you're not someone who naturally watches other people streaming, like, it's kind of weird figuring out which one do I go with, because I don't know enough about what other people like to watch, or what the differences they even offer are, to be honest. That's too wide. And that looks great. Great. Yeah, some of these just like just a little bit too wide, so I'm going to cut those. Thinking about solo games to play and doing a stream of that. Sculpting, doing that. One of the big things that I definitely am going to, once it's done, it's kind of done. Well, no, it'll have to be maintained. But I am going to make a map of the area of space that my Trench Crusade games are going to take place on, that is constantly evolving in between games, that I can keep track of the whole thing. And I really want it to be kind of like a in-world reference piece also, to where it's just like, it's an idea. It's not a definite, like, this is the layout of the town. It's just when it was last seen, that's how they impacted it. So there's still going to be variation of like craters, things that'll change like in between games. And that was what the map prep for TC that I wrote down was. I need to gather the list, at least on paper, of all the little houses, all the little houseies in the town. Figure out where they are, figure out which buildings are, the focal point of the area. If this is where it takes place, like the main feature is going to be a church that has turned into a hellmouth. And I really want it to look as though the explosion, like, not only like devastated like the building, but like what's left of the building is, you know, blown apart, blown open. But everyone that was in the church essentially at the time is like flash cooked. So essentially just a bunch of like people trying to crawl their way out when they were just like turned into like ash. So I'm excited about that. That'll be real metal. Speaking of metal, arg. It's time to put more stones on this. Alrighty. So we are almost there. Arg. Captain. We arg about arg. Okay. And again, I also don't want to just be like, what do you guys want to watch me do? Bah, 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 bah. But at the same time, I do like asking what you want to see, because you're here because you like what I do. What do I do that you'd like to see more of? And also realize it's just like I've asked these questions, but I'm trying to keep them down. I'm trying to keep them written somewhere. But having a Discord, I gotta tell you, that'll definitely good on you guys. That'll make me have to like deal with it now, while I also am trying to do this without communicating. That's a big thing, I guess, with me. Is I'm typically, I like to peacock at the zoo. Just doing my own thing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. And then when you see what I'm doing, you're like, man, that's great. Look at that beautiful peacock. Except it's like that, but like, man, look at that. You sure made a lot of awful, scary stuff, huh? Yeah. Thanks. That is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Thanks. I'm stoked. Man, look at this. Look at this guy. Man, big, tall guy. Ooh, and these stones, man, you can climb the heck out of these. I'd climb up the side of that tower and I'd be like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, no, this is looking so good. I'm stoked. Hell yeah. Oh, this castle's getting so rad. The cup's almost completely hidden. Finally gonna know what it's like to have a full castle. And soon we'll know what it's like to throw someone to their death off of it. Right, friends? Also a joke. The amount of foam and glue stuck to my fingers is maddening. All right, almost there. Holy piss. Making my new character right now on my break. That's awesome. What time is it? 9:14. Yeah, I think today I'm going to. No, I'm stoked. I'm gonna check that out. I'm definitely gonna check that game out. I need to look. I'll definitely. Now we have a Discord. I will put stuff in Discord, and I guess I'll be hanging out in there. Like I'm in there right now. I didn't do that one long enough. Get over there. What are you doing? Crazy. Crazy. Oh, we're so close. I can almost taste this cake. Oh shit, I forgot. We got the top part there too. We're not as close as I thought we were. But we are getting closer. Man, okay. That was kind of a morale blow. I've just been covering this cup and I didn't think about the black cup at the top of that cup. Man, okay. Well, we got a little bit longer. It's not that long though. And I'm gonna need to make more. I'm gonna have to make more. More little blocks. That's fine. That's good. So what kind of character generation is there in Kermathalis? I don't remember being a fighter in Zasarkala, but I remember being like, I want to be an acolyte. Like, that was the... So I'm sure I took stuff to make it to where I could, like, learn powers and stuff. And also punch things? He's pretty punchy. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but made me think of Adventure Time. I want to say there's an episode where they reference Finn's class. Human fighter, I want to say. I thought that was very funny. You need to give the scooch. Fuck man up. Oh yeah. Character creation. As you choose 2 mysteries, which give you individual passive abilities. Okay, so that sounds kind of like Zasarkala, if I remember. That you have a overarching, and then I mean that's a lot of RPGs though. Most of them. I prefer, when I say most of them, like these days, like OSR stuff, solo play stuff, things, typically the ones that are like really locking you into, like you have to play as a druid or as a warrior, and very little like classes are hyper specialized where you can't just do whatever you really want to. Masteries, yeah. Like, I like games where you don't get locked into something hard locked by the game's rules early on. Like, if you want to change or hack or make something different, the game. I like when games are thought about like that when they're made, when they're thought about for other people who like to make games and like to change things, like to hack. I like when other hackers make games. I don't know why this just popped in my head, but somebody was talking about Game Shark at Adepticon, and that was a... Oh boy, going back in time. It's like I've not thought about... If you wanted to play a Paladin-style character, you can take Bulwark, which gives you a defensive bonus, and something like Zealot, which gives you access. Yes, so that kind of thing. Like that... I love when the game like lets you choose, like make your character by letting you choose the things as opposed to be like, you're this thing, and then they tell you exactly how that thing is. And I've realized that in some games, like, you need that for context, but I like when a game gives you enough that you can make your own, and it works with you in that regard. And that it seems like that's what that's doing. Which, if it's like Xerxes, yeah. Okay. Now we're on the final part. The part where everybody likes to get thrown off of. The top part. It's at the very top. Yeah, definitely. I think I'm going to finish. Oh boy, I'm going to finish this guy. And then I'm going to take a break. I'm going at this a hot minute. I'm kind of hungry. Today's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, my dude. That tried to fall off, but it can't because the cord is not long enough. And then I burned myself with the hot glue gun. I'm fine now. And now I'm fine. Big old rock. Yeah, I'm getting real pumped about this castle. This is good. Give a little spin on there. Let's see the side I'm working out. I'm really digging that. Okay. Big stone. Wow. And then a littleish one. Or longer stone. Yeah. We're just trying to alternate. Essentially, we want this to have a very organic pattern, but also not too organic, because then it looks like it did when I first started, and it was too goofy. There were too many small pieces. It did not look like a castle so much as it looked like just a real big cottage that fell on itself, essentially. So I'm trying to avoid that look, if possible. But I'm feeling good about this now that the higher the walls get, oh boy, the more I'm like, this looks really good. And I'm really excited about how it's going to turn out. Yeah, that's fun. Just give you a little peek up there from the front camera. Face cam. Pro cam. I think that needs to be a longer one. Yeah. And we need a small under there. Something. Probably. Or like that. Yeah. Something like that. A big kind of bit one. Yeah. Kind of goes down into that groove. All right. Yeah. And all of these little spots in here, like in between, those are going to be, you won't see them for the most part because they're going to be painted darker, but they also are going to be filled in. So it's going to have a lot of texture, but the very first step is to just build the walls, and we are almost at the finish line. Oh boy, it's in sight. And what are you gonna do first thing when you get in that castle? I'm gonna throw somebody on the top. First thing. Maybe even one of my guys. I don't know. If I have to. Somebody's getting thrown off. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. Ba-da-da-da. A-boo-da-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Yeah. Huzzah. Yeah, look at it go. I'm getting so pumped about this castle. All right. I'm in. Yeah, we got like one more layer, 2 more layers top up there. Yeah. Just going around the other side. We're gonna have to cut more. We're absolutely gonna have to cut more foam. That's fine. It looks so sick. It looks so sick. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Banana bread would work. Hell yeah. I'm like throwing someone off the ramparts. Hell yeah. Yeah. Put the little guy in there. Then grab this over. Bam, look at you go. You're doing it. Wow. What a great choice. Now we just need to shape it up just a little bit. Perfect in every way. Hello, baby brother. So close to not needing to cut more foam. Oh man. Shoot. Oh shoot. If only. Hot damn. Get a load of the castle. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's really coming along. It's definitely gotten there. Like, hot damn. Yeah. Yeah. Hot Daniel. Hot Daniel is the name of the car from Adventure Time that they make. I will name it Hot Daniel. No, Hot Daniel is dead. Man, oh man, we're getting there. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, boys. I'm gonna take it next door to my neighbor Paul's house and be like, Paul, check it out. Wanna fight on a fucking castle? I'll be like, I guess. this castle in game, and then in real life. I'm not going to throw my neighbor off my castle. Yeah, okay, we are out of foam. Damn it. Okay, well, one more loop. Man, it's looking so good, though. Hell yeah. I could eat the hell out of that cake. Man, look at that cake go. My YouTube channel is... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I don't understand. A lot of things, maybe. Who's to say? Yeah, this is good. This is great. I need a couple more phone to finish this. But the desire to like stop, go to the bathroom and pee, it's very high. But I can push through. I can push through. I'll never pee again. Until the castle's done. Alrighty. Wait a minute. Did I cut? I don't remember the importance of this piece of foam that I'm cutting now. What's beyond our ken? Beyond our ken. Beyond our ken sounds. What is beyond? That sounds like some Lovecraftian stuff. Did I say beyond our ken? Or did you say what is beyond our ken as in... Oh no! Also notice that says Ken as in like K-E-N, like my neighbor Ken. And I'm I'm wondering if that's an actual reference to my neighbor Ken, now that I'm looking at it, which is very funny. What is beyond our kin, Paul? Beyond our kin, there will be Paul. Theo really loves both of those two people. Loves going outside and talking to him. He's a chatty boy. By trade, he gets it from his dad. Also, go pee, goober. Holding it is so bad. It is bad. I should. I'm gonna go pee. I'm just so close. I can almost taste it. I'm doing it again. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh. Sweet Jesus. I'm back. I'm so close I can almost taste it. Whiskey machine. Hell yeah. Hey, toilet mirror folks, make sure your cat boys are watered and use the restroom. Otherwise, they're going to crystallize in their bladder. Yeah, then you gotta buy them expensive wet food, and it's a whole ordeal. Yeah. You gotta make sure your kitties go to the bathroom. That's a big problem for kitties. Yeah. I know. I've seen like because our litter box, we have a litter robot. Which if you've got cats, I'm not trying to like tell people to go out and buy stuff. I am straight up saying if you have cats, it is the best investment, and I mean that like as like legit, like it's an investment. The amount of money like that I paid for a litter box is more than I would like to talk about, but I would pay 3 to 5 times as much if someone came to my house and knocked on the door. Like if the government, like instead of coming to get my guns, they came to get my like robot litter box. They will take it from my cold, dead hands, and probably my gun too, guns. But yeah, no, that thing absolutely is a life changer if you have cats. And I was not even remotely considering it until a friend of mine got one and was just like, dude. He had 1 cat, and I had 3. And he was like, dude, it changed my life, and I only have 1 cat. It's awesome. It pretty much just, it's a big circle, and when they go to the bathroom, it just rotates, and then you have to empty it when it tells you that it's full, but it saves so much litter. If there's one thing I've learned from Josh Brown, it's buy the robot litter box. Yeah, Josh Brown. Josh Brown is the man. He convinced me, and since telling me to, I know that at least 5 people that I have been like, you should buy this, and they bought it, and now they have done the same thing and are like, yeah, no, everyone, if you have cats, it just gives you your life back if like you are the one who scoops the litter. Like there's certain things that I don't like my wife to do. Like I feel like I should do them, like scooping litter boxes and like I don't know, I guess it's things that typically I did growing up, those kind of chores. I think that's still like in my brain of like, I don't want you to have to do that, that's my kind of work, that's Eli work. So I think it's that kind of a thing. Anything that's gross, you get really dirty, I like to try to do. So like getting multiple hours back of my life every like week forever is just, that's what it does. Dentist work. Yeah, not Charlie work, dentist work. Oh boys. Yeah, no, I definitely am a fan of the litter robot, and that is my spiel about cat litter robots. The whole reason I brought that up is because it stores it. If it's in there for X amount of time, I have seen like cat like urine crystallize because I guess it has to do with time or air or I'm not sure, but like if there's like a thing of cat pee in there for a little longer than X amount of time, I've seen them crystallize. So I'm not sure if that is something that I need to look into. I don't believe so, because we talked to Kelly's mom about it. But her mom runs the animal hospital. I'm pretty anal about my kitty's health. Unfortunately, we typically take them in when there's anything wrong. So usually there's nothing wrong. They just wanted attention. They do that, which is very frustrating. Like we'll get there and they act fine. Like there's been one occasion, I'll say that I'm almost positive that Theo was pretending to be fake and he's not done it. He's pretending to be sick and he has not done it since because he learned that you go to the doctor when you do that. But he is a ham And when he wants something, he knows if he acts out, I will give it to him. And that's not on him. That's on me. Again, that's why I don't have human children. But Theo, he really likes to just, he'll flop on the floor and he'll just look at you. He'll just make you feel so bad. And you're just like, okay, I'll give you what you want. That's that. I don't remember where I was really going with that. But I like cats. You gotta go to the bathroom. Don't hold your pee. According to the movie Liar Liar, holding your urine can cause erectile dysfunction. And I believe that that's true because he said it when he supposedly could not lie. But, like a lot of things, it still might not be true. But I don't know. Don't hold your pee. Yeah, put that on a shirt, just the turnarounds. Hey kids, don't hold your pee. It's a reference to my brother and me. The television show that they had very briefly. There's an amazing part where Justin goes to talk to some kids at his, I want to say his sister's? No, niece. Sister-in-law. Sister-in-law's school. But he sits in a chair and he goes, hi kids, I'm root beer Surge. He turns it around. How dare you deny that sweet boy? That sweet, sweet boy. I try not to deny him anything. My wife would tell you that I do not deny him anything. He would tell you that he is mistreated. But I don't know if he would say that I did it. He would be like, oh shoot, is my dad gonna get in trouble? It might have been my mom. It was Paul. That's what he would say. While he's watching Paul get deported back to Canada, looking out the window. It's just like, I'm so sorry. That's a joke because Paul is Canadian, and he does actually have his American citizenship now. And then I realized that it's not a funny joke these days because that fucking could happen. Because we live in a crazy world now. I explained the joke. Now it's really not funny. Oh yeah, here we go. That's gonna be good. Man, we're so close. So close, I can almost taste it. Nothing like the. I'm trying to remember. Nothing like the sound of an all-day sucker. And he says they taste good too. Yeah, I'm just gonna quote SpongeBob. I said I wasn't. We're done with that. I'm just lying now. I'm just holding my piss and lying now. That's what I do. Yeah, man, I'm so pumped about this castle. It's looking so good. Hell yeah. I would be like, oh man, look at the view from up here. I'm like, yeah, I know. Where's Donnie? He went to live with God. And then I pushed the other person off too. That's how it's gonna go. Donnie. We live in a society. Yeah. It is a society. Man, oh man. Almost done with the castle. Brick by brick. Boo boo doo boo doo boo boo. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's Blue Skidoo. That makes me think that the other thing that I hum while on autopilot might be from Blue's Clues as well. Because that is absolutely what that just was. And that is thanks to my little sister. That was her favorite show growing up. So I know all of those songs by heart. So now I need to remember what that tune is that I always hum. No, that's it. That is 100%. Sit down in a thinking chair. Think. Fuck, this castle looks good. And I'll be like, yeah, Steve. Thanks. That's exactly what would happen. That's what would transpire. Alrighty. Man, we're so close. Ah! There's too much hot glue all over my hands. I'm working on it. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Almost. I can see the rending of the veil. Yeah. I am looking great. Bam. Wadata. Sarate. Kalipo. Yes, 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 yes. This one we might cut just a little bit. Bam. Yeah, and I'm absolutely going to go back and get all of these little wisps because they are the absolute enemy. That there is just something that drives me nuts about hot glue strings because they do not take paint well. They don't take anything well. So that's definitely a thing that gotta deal with it. But we are so close. I can't just taste it like I can see it. Oh, you know what? This one needs to be cut too, I think. Just a little too thick. Yep, that's good. Poppy knife, how about you sit down? Take the load off. Don't try to stab me again. Yeah. almost there. Oh, it's okay. There's always more fun, you know. At the end of the day, we can't get too upset because there's always more fun. Also, I'm aware I was kind of quiet there for a little bit. Sorry, guys. Just kind of in my own head. Just think. And also admiring this beautiful fucking castle. Man, look at that go. I mean, have you ever seen a castle that made you want to throw somebody off of it more today? I haven't. Oh boy. We'll cut that a little bit. We'll cut that a little bit right there. Beep, boop, bop, bop, beep. And then low here, beep, boop, boop. Just because I don't really like those really hard lines right there. And I think that will actually help us get the angle that we want better there. Yeah. I'm so stoked about this castle. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Then I'm going to put a bunch of popsicle sticks that I've got to break up all over where the wood goes. And then we'll be doing rubble. There's a lot more to do still, but it's like the most boring part is now going to be done. From here on, it's all just like really fun building, weathering kind of stuff. I'm gonna cut that so I can put it kind of on the lid. So this, yeah, okay, just make sure you guys can see that. I want that to kind of sit on there as well as go kind of down over. Like I want it to kind of be overhanging that to kind of disguise that. It's kind of like that. Just a little bit of a cover up and also just merging, because then you'll be able to do the ring a little bit easier with one being up there. Okay. Yeah, I think that is as high up as I'm going to go. Yeah, that's as high as I'm going to go currently, because these need to have space in between them, so I can't go right on there. So yeah, to raise them up, I'll probably literally do like mortar, like use filler, little blap, filler, blap, 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 blap. And just, yeah, that's probably how I'll do the last little bit of a ring on there. But I'm going to do that after I put down the wood. So that is the next. So we are done. Boy. So yeah, there's a baby now. I reckon. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, but I'm really pleased with it. I think it's probably sick. It's even sicker when there's way more. When I get more detail on there, it's only going to look more and more real. I think the stones right now look a little big, but even then, no, I don't. I think it's just because they're pink. It's because they're pink. Pink. They should be yellow. No, I think they look good. I'm very excited. Very excited, and I'm gonna get my little wood cut, and I'm gonna start putting a floor down. So the thing that I'm just like, this is gonna happen, and I need to look in the rules because I don't remember off the top of my head seeing them in there, but I want it, so I'm gonna put it on my board. But we are gonna have a suspension bridge going from here to here, and I want that thing to be functional. So if like you cut it on whichever side, you physically can take the model and hang it down. That's gonna happen. Like I have to have that. I need that in my life. I was gonna put these in that cup. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna have a functioning drawbridge, or not drawbridge, but a functioning suspension bridge. Yeah, that's a suspension bridge. Yeah, functioning suspension bridge. Definitely going to have lots of little ladders. There's gonna be like a banner somewhere, like a hanging banner with a flag on it. That's gonna have some kind of freehand, almost certainly Margot influenced. Yeah, I'm excited. There'll probably be a very angry looking kind of cat on the flag, wherever it's going to be. It'll probably be sticking out of one of these old walls. Yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of the next step after this is going to be woodwork. We're going to put the flooring in. We're going to build ladders. We're going to build scaffolding. I just need to process more obstacle sticks into 32 millimeter wood, essentially, for building all of that, and then I'm going to build all of that. And I'm really pumped now thinking about building a little scaffolding. Like, I'm really pumped thinking about building little wooden walkways to get up on here. Scaffolding, very Dark Souls-esque. This is gonna look so fucking sick. I'm so excited about this board. And I love that it's on a 2x2. Like, I can keep this out. Like, we could keep this on like a shelf almost, not a shelf, but like it's small enough that like I could keep this out or keep it somewhere that it will not be utterly covered in dust. Or I could put a little cover over it. I'll probably do that. I'll probably put some little cover together to store it in. I don't think it'll fit in my filing cabinet. I don't think it's deep enough. It's 2 feet deep. No, it won't. No. Okay, so. Yes, I'm tired. I need to eat. Oh boy, and it is 10. Yeah, so we've been going for like 2.5 hours now. I think. I don't know. I think like 2 hours. 7:30. 8, 9. Yeah, like, okay. So like 2 hours. 2.5. I'm gonna stop here, but man, thanks for hanging out and keeping me company while doing all of this. It's been a haul. We got a lot more to go, but I'm going to clean up where we are with this stage and get the next supplies and tools ready, figured out, so we can start going on the next step of getting this castle built and ready. I did not show me lathering on all the filler, but that it literally is. It is what it looked like. So I figured that wasn't something you really needed or wanted to see, because it just took a long time of me just going. So as far as the wood and stuff, though, I won't do that without you guys. Anything that is like a, hey, this is an important step of building this model, that you can't just deduce what I did, like covering it in filler, because there wasn't anything methodical about it. I just slopped it on, just trying to fill in holes, hoping that it would dry firm enough in certain spots, because I really had to glop it. But with all of that said, again, thank you for the stream. Awesome pictures of Chris. Awesome Discord. Absolutely. We have a Discord now. It is in the chat somewhere in there. You will find the link to the Discord, but I will also set up a permanent link in the YouTube about section, and then I'll also do that on my Instagram. I think that's pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'll probably do it on Patreon as well, but again, I haven't even started using that yet. So, yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you again. Have a good one. Sit pretty.